Hey everyone, David here with Headset Advisor. Hope you're doing well today. And in this video, we're going to compare the EPOS 360, 560, and 660. As you see here in front of me, they're both dual ear wireless Bluetooth headsets that have active noise cancellation. Now, I was really curious as why did EPOS make three of the same looking headsets? So we're going to look at the specs in this video. We're also going to put each of these headsets up to the blender test in the background and also some noise tests so you can hear the difference for yourself between all these microphones and also look at the specs side by side. This being the lowest cost one all the way up to the most expensive one. We're going to see if there's any differences. So let's get started right now. All right, let's start by pulling up the specs so you guys can quickly take a look at them side by side here. All right, so here you take a look at them side by side, and basically they all have the same specs. They're Bluetooth 5.0, they connect to your computer and mobile phones via Bluetooth. The talk time varies between each model and also depends if you're using the active noise canceling feature, but all pretty close to 40 hours of talk time. They all have ANC, active noise cancellation. They weigh approximately the same amount, 2 years warranty, and then you have a price point of $269 for the Adapt 360. Then you have the $329 for the 560, and then you have the $439 for the Adapt 660. So we're going to look at some of the other nuances about each of these, the connections, those type of things, and then we're going to get right into the sound test. All right, so the first thing I noticed here is that you see how the 560 and the 660, these are actually laying flat on the desk, where I noticed that the 360, they only swivel just slightly here. It doesn't actually go all the way flat like the 560 here. So it always annoys me that a headset can't lay flat on the desk. Just for whatever reason, I'd prefer it to just lay flat like this. It's just a little nuance that I deal with all of the headsets, so it's a little nuance that I find just a little annoying. But is it worth any extra money for that? Me personally, no. I'd rather have the best bang for the buck for sure. Then one other thing I noticed too is that the 660 actually has, not sure if you can see that here. Let me get the camera to zoom in. It actually has a micro USB port, whereas both the 360 has a USB-C port on the bottom, right there. And same with the 560. And I know that the 660 has been out for quite some time. So the 360 and the 560 have the new design with USB-C, which me personally, I prefer. But what we're going to ultimately find out is the technology in these headsets and the speakers and the microphones and everything, is it worth the price difference on the 660? So let's look at a couple more features here. All right, the first thing I noticed with the 360 is that the fit and finish is just not as nice or premium feel as the other models, but it's still very, very good and very similar. And also I did notice the buttons here. They're actual physical buttons. So you got your volume, your pause and play button built in there. You just have all your buttons available at your fingers there. You do not have the touch screen like the 660. The premium model here, as you see, has a lot of different fit and finish. It just feels nice, looks nicer, and it's just has this touch screen here as well that you can increase and decrease volume. Tap on this to play and pause, which I did find when wearing them, it was easier to locate the buttons on this one with that big touchscreen on the side, where the 360, you have to kind of feel for these buttons when you're on, a call or you're trying to adjust the volume. All right, now I notice with the 560 here, it has this microphone boom here. So we're gonna see if this actually improves the microphone quality, which I tend to think that it will, but we're gonna ultimately find out here shortly. So you have that added feature in the 560, which you don't actually have in either the lower one, the 360, or the premium model in the 660. So we're gonna see how that goes here. But also I noticed that between the 360 and the 560, the fit and finish feels a little bit nicer on the 560. The 360 seems slightly bulkier. Ear cushions are a little bulkier. The plastic is a little bit bulkier. Where the 560, this one is just a little more sleek, feels very nice, and they all fold up here, so you can actually reduce the size and travel with these a little bit easier. But then this does not have the touchscreen like I showed you in the MB660, so you have the same power, active noise cancellation, Teams buttons, and your volume controls all on the side, and it has that USB-C I was referring to earlier. And it has just slightly different look on the exterior. If you notice, there is a little bit of metal grid in the side here, where when you look at the 360, it just has this one here and not as much other vents. And that could be just design, but it could also be function. Find out here in just a second. And one thing I did notice is that the 360 came with this different bag, so it's not as nice. And it was actually kind of hard to get the headset out of the bag, but ultimately it doesn't matter that much. You can just really cram it in there and consider it good. Where the 560 and 660 have the same case that fits in there very easily and very nicely. Now the 660 here definitely has the nicest fit and finish, just feels the nicest, looks the sleekest, just overall, just has a better look to it for sure. And if you look there, there's the buttons, you have your physical buttons, but then you also have your touchscreen on the side here that's interactive, which is convenient and nice. And it also says R and L on the inside cushion, where the 360, it was hard for me to figure out which ear cup goes on which side. They have a little R, I'm not sure if you can see that here, but there's a little R basically on the inside of the headband there. All right, let me show you quickly what these look like on. This is the 360. This is the 560. This definitely feels like it rests on top of the ear rather than fully enclosing the ear like the 660. All right, now here's the 660, and it definitely covers up your ear fully versus the 560 did not. So that's gonna help with ambient noise around you. So it really helps isolate the music, and you can really hear voices clearly in your headset, like if you're talking to somebody and not distracted by all that noise. So this headset's definitely going to help compared to the 560. All right, so I hope that helped kind of break down the physical attributes to each of these headsets, what kind of makes them different, but let's get to the fun stuff. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hook this up to the computer, and then you're going to be able to hear my voice through each of these headsets, and I'll try to go pretty quick so you can hear the comparisons side by side. Okay, now this is the 360. As you can hear my voice coming out through this. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. You want to be able to hear my voice loud and clear. Okay, now this is the 560. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it has this microphone boom here, and I'll tap on that mic just to make sure that you know that my voice is being recorded through it. This is the 560. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, now this is the 660, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. This is without a boom microphone. As you see, I'm tapping on them the headset here. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to play some office ambient background noise. We're going to measure that with a decibel reader here so you can see exactly how loud it is back here. All right, this is the 360, and as you can see, I have the decibel reader out here. It's about 60 to 65 decibels in the back with the background noise going on, so I'll just be quiet for just a few seconds. All right, and this is what my voice sounds like on the 360. All right, now this is the 560 here. Testing 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, that decibel reader is still reading the sound in the room here. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, now this is the highest end one, the 660. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear my voice? And it's still playing in the background here, office noises, ringing, that type of thing. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to step the game up and we're going to use the blender in the background to produce a little bit more noise and see how they compare. Okay, now this is the 360 with the blender on in the background. And as you can see with the decibel reader, it's about 75 decibels in here when I'm not speaking. All right, now this is the 560, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. You want to be able to listen to my voice loud and clear without the disturbing blender in the background. All right, now this is the 660 with the blender on in the background. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, so that should give you a good sample between the audio quality of each of these headsets. Now I need your help. Which one do you think sounded best? Now, was it the 660 that's the most expensive premium model, or was it the 560, or was it the 360 here? Put it in the comment section below. I'm curious to get your feedback. I would think that perhaps with the microphone boom that the 560 would sound the best, but I would love to hear what you think there. Also, what we're going to do next is we are going to play sound through each of these headsets, measure how much sound comes out with a decibel reader, and then also allow you to listen to the audio through this microphone here. So you get a good idea of what each of these ones sound like, and I'll try to go back to back so you can compare them easier. Now, before we do that, hit that thumbs up button. That really helps us out, lets other people see this video, and also subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future videos like this. All right, let's dive into it. All right, now we're going to measure the decibels out of each speaker. All right, so the decibel reader This was the lowest volume, like 84, 85, and 86. But definitely when I was just listening to it while doing it, you could definitely hear more volume coming out of the 660, and it sounded the loudest for sure, had the most volume ability. So what did you think of the overall sound? We have a price point that is $269 MSRP for the 360, then you got $329 for the 560, and then $439 for the 660. Which one do you think is the best overall value? Obviously, you have controls and appearance and sound quality, performance, that type of stuff. So is it worth the 660 to you, or is the 560 good for you, or is the 360 just plenty fine for you? Listening to them all of them have a very similar sound. You definitely feel less volume out of this all the way up to the most volume, and best sound, at least for me personally, out of the 660. So this was a fun video comparing these three headsets. They all seem very similar to me. So I'd love to get your thoughts overall. What do you think of the format of this video? Put it in the comment section below. I'd appreciate the feedback. And also, if you're looking for a headset for you or your office, that's what we do all day long. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of models that vary depending upon your specific situation, your budget, your requirements, that type of thing. That's what we do all day. So I'll put our contact information and website in the comment section or in the video description below. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future videos like this. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for tuning in today.